This is the morning brief with a star. I'm Susan Kiprano. A house in Kasarani, a parcel of land in Ruiru and 4 Prados are some of the assets that the government has been directed to repossess in the 971 million shillings NYS scandal. The court ordered the forfeiture of the properties worth millions of shillings purchased by the suspects using alleged NYS stolen money. The 8 suspects didn't oppose the forfeiture application by the Asset and Recovery Agency despite being served with suit papers twice. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 10 shillings by dialing *550*3#. NASA affiliates are already salivating over the Wiper seats days after former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka announced ditching the opposition coalition. But even before Kalonzo puts ink on paper, the seats being held by Wiper seem to provide a new battlefield between the constituent parties. In the National Assembly, Kathiani MP Robert Mboi holds the Deputy Minority Leader position, while Makueni Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. is the Minority Whip in the Senate. Politicians who have been openly defying their sponsoring parties have been squeezed into a tight corner as leaders demand unquestioning individual loyalty and discipline in towing the party line. Members who had been vocally critical of party positions have had to make a strategic retreat as they fear they could lose their parliamentary seats as parties take charge with firm grip and whip. Read this analysis and many more in today's Siasa Pullout in The Star. Vicious supremacy battles have rocked regions as leaders tussle to control voting blocs and become kingpins ahead of the 2022 presidential election. Conclaves are becoming commonplace as the drumbeats of President Uhuru Kenyatta's succession politics get louder. Vigorous efforts to establish control have been witnessed in Mount Kenya, the coast, Ukambani, Rift Valley, Northeastern and Western. In Siasa today, The Star looks at these kingpin battles across the country.
The BBI is rooting for inclusivity in government, and we know these regional leaders want to be seen as the representatives of their regions, and so we are going to have a clamor of leaders where leaders are seeking to position themselves as the spokespersons or regional kingpins so that they are considered for these lucrative positions to be created by the BBI process. And we might also see governors going for smaller seats like MP so that they are in strategic positions for appointment as ministers.
Kenya on Thursday recorded 796 new cases of COVID-19, raising the country's total to over 15,600. Health CAS Mercy Mwangangi said in terms of gender, 503 were males and 293 were females. On a positive note, 378 patients have recovered from the disease, bringing total recoveries to over 7,100. Given the state of the pandemic raging across the world, masks have become indispensable. So it's no surprise that they have turned into 2020's biggest fashion accessory. And in the western Indian state of Gujarat, they can add bejeweled masks to the mix if they're willing to pay up to approximately 200,000 shillings. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 10 shillings by dialing *550*3#. You can also get more on the Star website.